Hello callers and welcome again to another interesting episode of Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on three stories, starting with the Griezmann-Saul swap deal that has really been making a lot of news these days, as recent reports have emerged saying that deal have just been losing traction lately. But that doesn't mean it won't work out, don't get me wrong, but things are not moving the way we thought it will. Now, first of all, both teams have not even come into a firm agreement yet. Barca is talking about João Felix, and when I recently reported that Atletico Madrid have rejected that inquiry for João Felix, so things are not really moving as we thought. So we're going to be discussing on that. Then talking about wage cuts, it has been reported that Joan Laporta is negotiating with some 4 players in the squad, to come to an agreement to this wage cut. We all know things have been full of, doubt, and some players don't even want to agree with it. And they fully understand the kind of situation our club is going through, but still yet they don't want to, abide to a wage cut. I don't know if they really love the club as they claim they do. So who are these 4 players? That is what we are going to be discussing. We will know those 4 players as we discuss ahead. Then finally, we are going to be discussing about this young talent, Ruiz Atil, who just recently returned to Barcelona from Paris Saint-Germain. Sadly enough, it has been reported that Ruiz Atil has been, tested positive for coronavirus, so we're going to be discussing on that. So callers, as we get ready to discuss these stories, endeavor to click on that subscribe button below if you haven't done so, if you're new to our channel, and also ensure you watch this video right up to the very end so you get all the details you won't want to miss. Barca, Barca, Barca. According to multiple reports, the sensational swap deal between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona is starting to cool down. While it has not yet entirely been ruled out, there's not as much impetus as before to make it happen. There seems to be no agreement reached between the two clubs since there is an apparent disparity between the demands and offers of both parties. Barcelona want cash on top of Saul for the exchange, as the gap between his and Griezmann's value is fairly high. However, Atleti are not keen on shelling out any cash for the operation. Atletico Madrid hold an advantageous position in these negotiations, to be honest, when it comes to the Saul-Griezmann swap deal, as there's no pressure on them to offload Saul to Barcelona either way, while the Catalans are in a hurry to reduce their salary mass. Additionally, Moreto, one of the reliable journalists there in Spain, states that there is plenty of interest towards Saul from certain Premier League clubs, like Liverpool. Saul's agent has already stated that there is no reason to rule out the Spanish midfielder's departure, but there is also the possibility that he continues at Atleti. So Barcelona have been looking for a midfield reinforcement as well, which would be a problem solved if this deal goes through. However, the Catalans have received the short end of the straw many times over the past few years when it comes to transfers. If they were to entertain, a straight swap, it would be another massive loss for them. So it remains to be seen whether Griezmann will end up continuing at Barca, but as of now, the swap with Saul is not close to materializing. There will be more clarity after the Frenchman returns to Barca for training on the 20th of July. As Lionel Messi's contract renewal draws closer, his understanding of Barcelona's precarious financial situation has been very exemplary, guys. The Argentine maestro has agreed to accept a salary reduction of around 50% in order to help the club with its extension and reduce the load on the wage bill. As a result, Barcelona are using their captain's cooperation as an example to the other players in the squad who also need to accept a pay cut to help the club out of these trying times. Some of the heavyweights are having their contracts renegotiated after many reports stated that they were unwilling to accept salary reductions. In today's edition of Diario Sport, it is reported that 4 Barcelona players, namely Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, Sergio Roberto and Pique, are all under negotiations with the club about the proposed wage cut. Busquets, Alba and Pique have more or less assured their continuity, but their hefty salaries pose issues, Pique has repeatedly stated that he is willing to accept a reduction, while Busquets has reportedly already received his pre-proposed contract proposal. Only Alba's stance remains unclear as it stands. As for Sergio Roberto, there has been plenty of speculation regarding an exit, but it now looks like Barcelona want to keep the player for his versatility. The club now want to restructure his wage bill as well, as he is one of the high-earning senior players in the squad. Barcelona confirmed on Friday that youngster Ruiz Atil has tested positive for COVID-19 after the latest round of testing. The 18-year-old is said to be in good health but will now self-isolate at home. Going by what Barcelona wrote in its official website, as you can see there, following PCR testing, the Barca B player Ruiz Atil has tested positive for COVID-19. The player is in good health and is self-isolating at home following the established protocols. Ruiz was signed by Barcelona B and had just returned to the club on a free transfer from Paris Saint-Germain. The teenager had been training with the first team but will now be forced to take a break. The midfielder is the third youngster to test positive in the preseason after Santiago Ramos Mingo and Iyas Alkmaar recorded positive tests and were forced to miss the start of training. Ramos Mingo has since tested negative and returned to action on Friday. So callers, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't clicked on that subscribe button below, please endeavor to do so you don't miss out on the latest on Barca here on our channel Viva Barca. Until next time, Visca Barca.